Provo, Utah. This is the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast with your hosts, Joseph DeGolier and Caleb Schweiss. This is Ultima Final Fantasy. Welcome to another episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, Joe.
I am Caleb.
And today, Schweiss, I think we have one more day when this episode comes out till Final Fantasy 15 is released. So we got a lot of 15 news and almost a variety episode for you today. It's been really stressful lately, so that's what's just going to happen. How are you feeling, Schweiss?
Fine.
Fine? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got a lot of stuff on my plate, too, but I'm not going to be a bitch about it. So.
Oh, is that how it is, huh?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going to
be
be a bitch about it?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying I'm not.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can.
All right.
You can take that how you
I
want.
will bitch about it, but is that being a bitch about it?
Who can say?
You can say because of your snide little comment.
Well.
Anyway, I don't know. Should I go off on the things that are going on here?
No, I don't think anybody would.
No.
Well, maybe some of it.
The Final Fantasy stuff, I believe I should.
Well, yeah, obviously that's
okay.
It's your duty to go off about that.
So I did warn on Twitter this week that there might be delays. Nude Clan has been delayed for a day. That was inadvertent though, and didn't have anything to do with the problems. But no, I've been filming my Emmanuel Song short film, which many of our listeners helped fund. And that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 weekends. And it might get in the way of Ultima, and it might not, but we will see. And so my stress levels have about a 9.5 when it comes to that project. But besides that, Revenant Wings, Twice, I thought I was going to beat last night. I really did.
Yeah.
The listeners might remember that I got to the final boss, I'm not sure if I said that on Nude Clan or on this show 2 weeks ago. I got to the final boss twice, and I have been fighting the final boss for 6, I think, yeah. I started at 24 hours, and now I'm at 28 and a half or something like that. It's not 6 hours, but
not quite.
It's like 4.5 hours of just fighting that boss.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. And, I would think that I jumped on there and I was like, all right, I'll see if I can beat it on my game. But the game scales with the final boss, the dudes in the area, the guys that are walking around, the normal monsters, you could call them. They level up with you. So my guys are around level 75, and all of those guys are level 99 in my game. So I can't beat them. I can't. And it's sick because I beat the game like forever ago. It was like 4 weeks ago now. And I tried to go back and just see how difficult it was again, but everything scaled. So it's kind of a weird spot where, like, do you want to level up and grind? I think you should, because I did and I was able to beat it. But I mean, to what extent are you supposed to level up? Because
if they level up with you, then leveling up and grinding would do nothing.
Not necessarily. If I were to get to level 99 and match their level, they wouldn't.
If there's some shit where I can get the fucking equipment that I need to beef up my guys more,
well, there is. It's in those extra missions that you can't.
The Aura site or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta go mine.
This is my plan. I'm going to go online and figure out where to find Aura site and do only those missions, and hopefully get that shit and get better equipment, and hopefully I can beat the guy. I keep getting to the same spot. Okay, so with the final boss in Revenant Wings, there's the main dude that you're fighting against. He has 2 arms that also do damage and spawn guys. And basically you have to take out the 2 arms so that they stop spawning stuff, and then stuff still comes spawning out of the middle. Right? And you gotta go kill those guys. But then when you start attacking the main dude, as soon as he gets to exactly halfway in his health bar, a Bahamut summon spawns, and within 10 seconds, a beam of death shoots out from the main boss.
Yeah.
Now, what I have figured out, which I wasn't figuring out on the first, I don't know, 7 times I fought this guy and got to that point, I figured out how, when to back off with my main dudes and then throw my espers to throw them at the main boss, get it to halfway, and then Bahamut summons. He kills off those guys, and then the beam comes and kills none of my main dudes.
Right.
I figured out how to do that, but Bahamut, literally, it's just Bahamut that's killing me now because I've gotten to the side, I'm away from the beam, and I know the next thing I have to do is kill Bahamut. And that is honestly the thing that is like destroying me. Bahamut is destroying me.
Yeah, I picked up your game and tried to fight him, and I died too. He does a lot of damage, and you don't have summons that are good enough to really effectively take him out. So at this point, I mean, you're going to have to grind through some of those.
I have to have the one extra summon.
Get Bahamut, I would say. It's a pain in the ass.
Oh,
though.
don't say that, because like the fucking boss is a pain in the ass.
I know.
Everything's a pain in the ass. I can't do any extra missions right now. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, they're too hard.
The Tamaj stuff, he's like, well, these are my recommended things, and I can't beat them.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
Well,
that's all I can say right now. I've been playing this game. God fucking damn it, I've been playing this game. Yesterday I played for hours, and I could not get anywhere. Fucking nowhere in this goddamn game.
Yeah, I saw. I was there, and I couldn't either. I mean, I tried to fight him, but I couldn't do it. But I do. So what I did is I did a bunch of the extra missions, and then I think I got it down to the last couple of them. And I decided to go do a little bit of level grinding, and then I just went and beat the game. Or I might have beat the game before that. I can't remember 100%. But I know I was a higher level than you, I believe, once I beat the game. Because I went through and did all of the extra missions except for the last 2 before I fought the last guy. So I left the battle on the big bridge one where you fight Gilgamesh, and I left I can't remember what the second to last one was called, but it was also very difficult, and they were like level 90 guys that were coming at me, and I was in the 50s, so I was getting fucking wrecked. But I would recommend trying those. I know they're a pain, but the equipment and the summons that you get from them are a lot better than the ones you have now, and they'll be able to help handle Bahamut. Plus, you will inevitably level up a little bit, and I don't think that's going to have a detrimental effect on you. But I don't know. Maybe
it did in FF8, and if it does the same fucking thing here, at least that's what I read. I believe like Shinru or someone posted in the forums that was the case with the final boss
with Revenant.
I haven't been able to confirm that though.
I don't know if the final boss gets harder, but I know the guys around him do. Because I tested it. Your guys are only...
It's fucking Bahamut that keeps killing me.
Yeah.
The other guys were killing me, and then I just figured out a better sort of party situation.
Yeah.
But now it's just Bahamut. Bahamut is just destruction and death. It's death itself.
Yeah, his move.
Past, the beam of death. He's not even the beam of death. He's death in a bodily form. He's like Jesus Christ, only from hell.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty brutal. I don't know. You're gonna have to get the other Bahamut to counter him with. And
is that what you did?
Yeah, I had the other Bahamut, and it was good.
Why did you decide to get Bahamut?
It was just a reward I got from doing one of the missions. But the mission that I did was insanely difficult.
But I'm wondering, is the mission to get Bahamut more difficult than the fucking final boss?
Well,
it sounds like it was for you.
Yeah, I found it more painstaking, but I also had Bahamut when I got to the final boss, so I don't know. I don't know how realistic my point of view is. I mean, I only lost the thing twice, and then I beat it. So I don't understand. It's sick.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. Fuck this game. I kept saying that last night. I just wanted to fucking... It was, I don't know, man. I was more frustrated with that game than New Clan listeners might know or might have hinted to about Armored Core for Answer.
Yeah.
I don't know which game is more frustrating on its final boss, but this one's definitely taking longer.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, but I mean, you're just going to have to grind out some more stuff, get better equipment, and grab that Bahamut summon, and I think life will be a lot easier for you.
Yeah. I wanted to throw a tantrum for a second, but
Yeah.
I shall suppress.
I did play the game though on my vacation, and I finally got 100% in it though. So
Congratulations.
it was a lot of dumb stuff at the end though. I mean, you have to unlock certain quests by crafting. So I was basically just buying equipment from Lloyd and walking over to the Ku Sith guy or whatever, and just crafting for like an hour and a half until I unlocked the extra missions, went in, and they were like level 30 guys, so I was just fucking destroying them, just laying them down. But so it was pretty uneventful 100%ing it, but
I
mean, there were a lot of events prior to that made up for it, so I don't feel cheated or anything. I'm glad it's over. But
I'm glad for you.
thank you.
This is the only time in my life I ever wanted to be you.
Yeah. Screw you.
Screw you. What does that mean?
That's a fucked up thing to say.
Everybody wants to be me.
Yeah, are you
You
high?
must need to want to be me. So, ready for part 2 of Stressful Final Fantasy in Joe's life?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This morning.
Grave tidings. What happened this morning with you, Schweiss?
Well, I got an email that said, your card has been declined. And I was like, what? It was from Amazon. I pull it up, and I'm like, I didn't order 15 on Amazon. So I'm like, oh, shit, I think it's Joe. And what happens with pre-orders on games is
Which I did not know.
They don't charge you right away. They charge you.
What the fuck?
when-
What's the point of pre-ordering?
They charge you when
It's
you
just-
ship it.
You might as well just press the dibs button in Amazon. It's not a pre-order, it's a dibs.
Yeah.
I dibs this game.
Yeah,
That's my game. When it comes out, then you can charge me.
That is essentially what.
What the fuck?
what
I
takes
wanted.
place.
I thought I was charged. I literally thought I was charged. I thought it was all done, and I was like, I'll just get 15 when it comes out. I don't have to worry about it. The money's already gone. Obviously,
Yeah.
for other reasons, the money went away. I'm more of a check my balance and see if I have money to spend kind of a guy than a what I probably should be, which is a plan it out and like
Yeah.
know what money I have to spend sort of a guy.
Yeah, I'm sort of a just spend it all.
Yeah.
On
Yeah, I'm a debit guy though. You're a credit guy.
True,
So-
but I can get in a lot of fucking problems with that.
Yes.
Because all is more than I have. But
Anyway, so I'm not going to have 15 on release. I do not have the money for 15 right now. I spent a lot of money on my short film, spent some money on food yesterday because I didn't think that the 15 charge was going to go through today.
yeah, it's weird. But I do remember.
So-
I remember that happening now.
I'm
but
praying that there's some deluxe editions left which there will be. I mean,
yeah, there's
it's usually I just want the movie and the
and the case, the cool looking case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'll be able to get it. I mean, it won't be a big deal, but it does suck that you won't get to play it on release.
It's okay though because obviously Revenant Wings is not going to let me just have a clean slate. I have to beat Revenant Wings first,
That's true. Yeah, we have a very methodical way of doing it around here.
which is bullshit. But we are giving ourselves a couple months, and I have to work on this film for the next 2 weeks. So it's not good for me to. I know I've been waiting for this game for years, but it is just not the time.
Yeah.
I have to wait.
Well, there's
couple
very
extra
time
weeks.
sensitive things that are happening.
Yeah, very
that have to
time sensitive things that have to happen, and then the game will be around almost indefinitely, right? I mean, it'll be around
Yeah.
for the next couple months that I can then play it. And
Well,
I'll
I mean,
wait till
over-
all the glitchy patches are through, and then I'll get to play, whatever good version is out, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you also have Christmas break in like a few weeks.
I
There's not very
do,
much time
and
left.
next semester I literally have one class.
Yeah.
I literally have two, but only have to go to
Nice.
one day a week.
That sounds like 15 times.
Because I'll be graduating on my bachelor's in April. So, yeah, things are changing, but it's all based upon these next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so I have to deal with that.
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. But I will be playing 15 whenever.
I'm gonna try to get a job at Wendy's, a couple blocks away, get some spending money, buy 15, and then say I quit, and then just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have to work there for how many hours to? I guess they'll probably pay minimum wage. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to not get a real job and also get money to play 15.
Well, there are like temp agencies. Could get something like that.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Like for a day and probably
Do
get
that.
enough money.
I feel like I'm overqualified now for.
Well, a lot of it's manual labor. Nobody's overqualified for that.
That's
Unless you're like a bodybuilder and you're going around helping them like lay bricks or something. Like, yeah, I could lay the whole fucking patio. I don't know.
That's a good point. Could do that.
It
Would all be for 15 though. It would all be for FF15.
Yeah, well, you'd only need to do it for a day too. I don't know if they have any up in Ogden, but you could.
They have temp agencies, yeah, dude. But I was trying to get a job before this anyway, just because
Yeah.
I wanted to move down here. But now it's like, who the fuck? I'm just gonna have one class next semester. I can figure out something better,
Yeah.
like a better situation. I was having trouble finding jobs that would fit my schedule, and now it's like, well, that schedule thing isn't a problem because I couldn't find anything to fit the schedule, and now time has passed.
Yeah, and the schedule
So,
will be gone soon.
I will have 15, but it won't be right away.
Yeah, and Caleb Craig
Feel
and
free to go through the PayPal link.
Oh my God.
We have a pact with the Patreon funds. We don't buy the $80 games through there.
Yeah, we only buy the $50 Final Fantasy 14 games.
Oh yeah. Was that also a time when I didn't have any money? And it's like, we have to play this fucking thing.
It might have been. I don't know.
But I have to be Revenant Wings first, and we also said 3 months for 15. It might be less than that, but that's what we said. So I don't feel like the stress of time on me. I feel the stress of being a Final Fantasy fan who's not going to play the game on release.
Yeah.
That hurts.
I'm not going to play it on release either, I don't think. I'm still getting that copy from our good friend.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure what was happening with that. It's like, it's been a while.
He's going to ship it out to me, so I don't know when I'll get it, but whenever I do, I'll toss it in. I was thinking about just buying a second copy, but for our trip to KupoCon this January, I bought everybody's plane tickets, which I think was about
Then you've gotten reimbursed for most of it, right?
about a little over half.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, I bought Caleb a ticket too.
All right.
I spent about $800 on plane tickets.
Oh,
$560.
not quite half then.
Yeah, not quite. But
So, Ultima Final Fantasy, despite being a profitable show via Patreon and Amazon,
yeah, which we're very grateful for.
thank you very much. It's still hemorrhaging money. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, because we're trying to go to this thing,
That's true.
but
Okay.
that's basically
I didn't know
why.
you spent that much.
That's basically why 15 or why we can't buy games anymore. It's because we've been saving for this KupoCon thing forever, which we're doing a panel on, by the way. So be excited for that,
Please be excited.
and we'll be well planned, of course. And
100% we
prepped.
have a subject.
we do. We have a subject. Can't really talk too much about it, but
We can't.
yeah, not yet.
It's killing me.
I know. I'm pretty stoked for it.
Yeah.
But if you guys haven't already got your tickets for that, there are still some available. You can go to KupoCon.com and check that out. We'll be at Mind the Palm, which is in Newark, New Jersey.
That should be fun. I do wonder how much I wonder what the listeners feel when I use this podcasting time as a therapy couch.
Well,
The world's crumbling. I can't play my Final Fantasy 15.
I'm sure they probably feel
I have no money.
better than those who you rant about that end up hearing on the show.
What?
They probably feel better than the subjects of those rants.
Okay.
Although this time it's
I don't have anyone in
subject.
particular to, right now
We
to
do.
talk about. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, so I mean they're probably,
I'm working on. I'm just working. I'm working on things. I shouldn't even be recording a podcast episode right now. I should be doing a primer on a set. I should be painting a set, helping paint a set right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully we're all here.
Thankfully, I'm here. Yes. So, Schweiss, we do have a lot of Final Fantasy 15 related news to get to, but before we do that, let's do some plugs. You can go to ultimafinalfantasy.com, find everything there. You can click through the Amazon link or through the Patreon link and support the show if you so desire, and we do very much appreciate it. You can go to facebook.com/ultimafinalfantasy and join the conversation there. You can also check out our forums at ultimafinalfantasy.com. So you click on forums there. That was kind of out of order.
A little bit.
YouTube.com/ultimafinalfantasy, twitch.tv/ultimafinalfantasy to see the games being played live unless you're playing a DS game.
Yeah, in which case, sorry.
In which case, that's not going to happen. I mean, we could do like some shitty, you don't move. We put one webcam down looking at the screen slightly out of focus because it can never get within that like 8-inch focus range, which it'll need to be. And then also your face on the other webcam. I'm telling you, man, it's an idea. It'll be the worst viewing experience ever, but
True, but it will be streaming.
Yeah. Of course, you did already 100% the game. I mean, you're done.
Yeah, there are others though. I mean, we got Tactics Advance 2. We got
shit.
Those Crystal. Wasn't there a Crystal Chronicles on the DS?
There is one, although I got only the Wii version.
Oh, that's right. It's okay. I'm thinking of another game. Never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that should be fun. What else? Twice?
We got our Twitters. Me at UFF Podcast.
And me at Joseph DeGollier. And by the way, before we get going, I just want to say thank you to Limit Break Radio for coming on the show last week. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a blast.
And a lot of people gave us praise for that episode last week. And I want to say it was mostly not us because we did the least amount of talking in those episodes. So thank you to people who sent in messages. And thanks again to Limit Break Radio. Okay, Schweiss, lots of 15 news. Let's do it. News. All right. So first off, in 15 news, this is kind of funny. By the way, Shinru sent us all the news this week, and very thorough job. Amazon Japan, they are in their shipping boxes, and I believe it's probably like media shipping. I'm sure they have like a reason behind
it's
this.
It's not like just every box, probably.
Yeah, I doubt it. In their Amazon boxes, when they're shipping, they actually have artwork that's sort of it's like advertising artwork that teases a copy of Final Fantasy 15.
Right.
And what it is like a picture within your box, a picture of the box being ripped open.
Yeah, and a copy of the game sitting inside. It's just like a sticker that looks pretty convincing.
It looks awesome and legit and really ingenious advertising.
Yeah, from the side it looks like 100% like it's Final Fantasy 15, but
so it's hard to explain it. You're just going to have to see Shinru's news thing on the folder or in the forums, but it's crazy and it's awesome.
It's too bad we don't have that. Right?
We also got the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack stuff from a couple weeks ago, but now they have released Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack sample videos. So you can go through and actually like Blues D Chocobo. You can listen to a little bit of Blues D Chocobo. Wanna click play there? Yeah. So we get little glimpses in the game of each of these moments.
Do we?
Sort of like walking around, almost like little 1 minute sort of really boring ass music videos.
Yeah, they're just stills of the game. All right,
Well, that one's boring ass, but then you get some battle themes.
this one's called Veiled in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It is.
Got some nice combat going on.
We got another one here.
Valse di Fantastica.
This one's the car driving.
Yeah, the music we've been hearing for a while.
God, I love this. I haven't even played the game, and I love the fucking soundtrack so goddamn much, dude.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm very excited to.
It's a soundtrack that takes itself seriously.
Yeah.
No, whip, bleep, whip, whip.
None of that.
I'm shitting on you guys. I know some of you guys are probably like red in the face and holding your breath and like fucking he's bringing up how shitty FF8 soundtrack is again.
Yeah.
And it's like so many games ago at this point. It's 7 games ago there was one game with a really bad soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of people really love it, so
it has some good tracks in it.
It has some of the best.
I feel like we don't mention the Fido's Lusek thing.
Yeah.
That is an amazing piece, and it has some really cool stuff in it as well, but then a lot of really shitty stuff. Anyway, so if you want to check out, they have a couple more of those things. They're almost like screensavers.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Soundtracks.
They're on Siliconera and also on our site in the news section, so you can check that out there.
Want to click that first tab?
First tab.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this thing. Okay, so there's a Final Fantasy 15 Supergirl crossover ad. Apparently, I
don't know if this already happened, but
oh man, are you ready for this?
Click all the way to the beginning. Otherwise,
okay.
Start in the middle there.
All right, let's see what this shit is.
I got it.
What now?
TV show Supergirl.
Yeah.
Nice work, Supergirl. I had help.
Summoning.
Heroes. Never watched it.
Part of the excitement of Crossover Week. Enter for your chance to win a one-of-a-kind Final Fantasy 15 Xbox One.
Let's take a 180.
5 downloads of the game.
Yeah.
Whoa! That was awesome!
Heroes vs. Aliens, a 4-night crossover event starts next Monday on the CW with Supergirl. Final Fantasy 15 coming November 29th.
It's not really a crossover. It's basically advertising 2 totally different things.
It's hardly connected
It's like
in any way.
Supergirl and also Final Fantasy 15 exists.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, we live on Earth.
Watch Supergirl.
Play 15. Not really. Yeah, that was bizarre. They're doing a lot of advertising and like random stuff.
Of course
for this game.
they are, man.
Yeah, but it's like weird.
Shinru gave us like things like a Pepsi and Final Fantasy 7 crossover. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah, but
I didn't
that's-
know that existed. That's awesome.
It is, but it's less weird than what we just watched. Like, what?
Okay, that is. Yeah,
What does that even mean?
Well, one's just more traditional. That one was just a really oddly put together commercial. I bet the people who had to put that commercial together were just like, how the fuck are we going to put these things together?
Yeah,
this
probably.
makes no sense. What? We got to have some sort of thing that goes in between the two, kind of softens it up, but instead it's like, we just can't. You just got to advertise Supergirl and then, and also if you watch it, you have a chance to win Final Fantasy 15 as crossover week. So it's not like Supergirl's like, I'm just going to play some Final Fantasy 15 real quick before I go out and save the world. It's it's straight up just 2 totally different things cut to, and it's really awkward.
It is, yeah, it is. I don't know how I feel about it.
Next up in news, we have a Final Fantasy 15 inspired menu that's going to be for a limited time at Jamie Oliver's restaurant in London. And we do have some menu items if you scroll down there from the 26th through the 29th. So hurry up, you Londoners. Get over there. Risotto, Bubble and Squeak, beer pickled onions, and Berkswell cheese will be your starter. And basically it's and then a short rib as the main, Yukon Gold mash. I assume that's mashed potatoes. Am I crazy?
I don't know.
Garlic and Montgomery cheddar, and then for dessert it's yuzu cheesecake, blueberry capote, and compote. and ginger crumble. Obviously, I'm not a foodie, but
Yeah,
basically it's Final Fantasy 15 inspired. With the meals that they make.
Yeah, not sure who Jamie Oliver is. Maybe he's a real famous guy that I just never heard of. But if you guys are in London, go check that out. It's got a nice little artwork there for the menu, and you can get some in-game foods.
There you go.
It's odd.
Someone has posted, and this was a couple days ago, I'm not sure what it's like now. Someone posted there was a huge disparity between how many copies or like how big Final Fantasy 15 is for the PlayStation 4 versus the Xbox. Said this guy posted on this other forum, this Alex Mexico guy. He says, currently as of this post, there are 60 places between FF15, PS4 version, and the Xbox One version. And he's noticing that on Amazon as far as like where they're selling. I think 15 was at like number 2, and then it was way lower for the Xbox One version.
Yeah.
And I don't actually think this is a surprising disparity, considering Xbox, I think, has basically built its entire audience around the Halo and Call of Duty franchises.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they're necessarily similar audiences. When PS1's second biggest game is Final Fantasy VII, I assume that when PlayStation players get their new console and they decide to get a PlayStation console, there is an assumption of RPGs.
Yeah.
That we're going to be playing some Japanese RPGs on this thing. I don't know. I think it's actually more of a difference between the audiences than anything, and I don't think it's that surprising. But
No,
someone was surprised about it.
I'm not surprised by that in the slightest. I mean, like you said, the Xbox is not made for Final Fantasy. They put Final Fantasy on the Xbox, and the Xbox is a great system in its own right, but those who play Final Fantasy, most of us have been playing since the PlayStation 1, and then we moved on to the PS2, and then we moved on to the PS3, and then the 4.
Well, most of us younger players, there's going to be listeners who are going, well, I played it on the NES.
Yeah.
And then the Super NES.
Before Nintendo failed to live up to Square's requirements, yes, it would have been Nintendo.
Squares need to make a profit.
Squares need to make a profit, yes.
Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me. I bet the day that it comes out, it will be the biggest selling. I don't think there's another title that's coming out the same day, is there? That's
I don't know.
big.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I bet that's what's going to happen in the end. But as a pre-orders right now, there seems to be a pretty big difference between the two.
Yeah, not surprised either.
And we got a couple new trailers, and here is the first one, Final Fantasy 15 Japanese television trailer. Let's give it a watch.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
15 seconds, yo.
から闇を払い失われた光を取り戻すこと。それが世界の運命だ。いつまで守られるかはね。
wow.
We got some Leviathan,
胸を張れ。
some flames.
Final Fantasy 15.
Yes, I love those type of commercials.
Yeah, the really fast ones are
yeah,
the ones
really
where they
fast.
say Final Fantasy
What they say,
15.
Final Fantasy. I dig those.
Oh yeah, there's also this shit.
okay.
There's an okay, so Square Enix has announced that there's going to have an astronomic surprise that will be coming to Hollywood in the Highland Center in Hollywood, California on November 29th. Now, this is another
Not Hollywood,
case.
Florida?
No, not Hollywood, Florida. This is another case of them telling us that something is going to happen at a later time, which is irritating to me. Like, what?
That's, yeah.
Like, keep your eyes peeled. We're going to tell you something else.
The news this week is that there will be news.
Yes.
So there have been a lot of things about 15 that have been revealed. In fact, some of our listeners have already started playing it, which is freaking me out. But here's my request, guys. Talk about 15 in a spoilerific part of the forum. Just make sure you mark it as a spoiler, and I will not read it.
Yeah. Keep that shit away from us.
Keep that shit away from us. And Hajime Tabata has a statement about
Day one patch.
all the not only the day one patch, but also the people who've gotten the game early.
All right, so he says, we are nearing the release date of November 29th. I'm wishing from the bottom of my heart that everyone will get to enjoy the game with a fresh new feeling. However, we've confirmed that some packages of Final Fantasy 15 have been released around some parts of the world, with gameplay videos being uploaded to the internet. This may be inevitable due to regional circumstances, but it's something we regret very much. It's our big goal to have everyone enjoy the story of Final Fantasy XV and discover its surprises through the simultaneous global release. There are likely other spoiler videos and such circulating out there that we had not expected, so for those of you looking forward to FF15, we hope that you'll be careful. We are doing everything we can to prevent the circulation of these spoiler videos. For those of you that received the game earlier, please keep those who've waited a long time for the game in consideration. In order to meet the best possible release date with everybody, we ask for your understanding and cooperation.
In other words, don't fucking tweet me spoilers, and
Don't stream it either. Like, what the fuck? That's definitely not something you should
We're going to stay away from spoilers outside of our actual review of 15, so we ask that you also stay away from spoilers for the, wait like a year before before it's open season on the plot of 15.
Well, what if we're going to review the game, though? So how are we going to go about that? It's the first time it's ever happened where we're reviewing a game that just barely came out.
I would tell people to skip the story section.
Oh, so we are going to go over it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
good.
think that's fair to not.
No,
go
it
over
isn't. That's our...
That's why we're giving it so
our fucking
long.
jobs.
Yeah.
But, okay, that's good. So we will have a spoiler-filled review.
Very spoiler-filled when we get to it.
Yeah, so apparently the Final Fantasy 15 Ultimania, which is, I guess...
It's there. Okay, so there's actually a series of these books, and they usually come out with the the big Final Fantasy games. There's these things called the Final Fantasy Ultimania, and it's not, as far as I could tell, because they never come out in the States. It's sort of just background information on the game, interviews with the makers of the game, art used for the game, and then a whole bunch of information about the world that the game exists in.
Yeah.
So basically a big encyclopedia for that game. And it sounds awesome. They're never released here.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ever released in English, although I could be wrong about that for some of them. This one has English titles on the front, but it still only has a yen price. So I'm assuming it's the same thing. But anyway, it's a 2-book set, and it's apparently really just huge.
Yeah, it's like 1,300
as it should be,
pages.
since it's such a fucking long wait for this goddamn game.
Yeah, so that's cool. If you guys are out there and you like the Ultimanias, I guess pick up the 15 one. It's got a lot of information on the characters and worlds, the scenario, complete guide for all the chapters, apparently. A side guide showing you where to go for other adventures. So it's just like everything. It's the 15 encyclopedia, essentially.
It's awesome.
So I wish we could get them. I didn't realize these were a thing, honestly.
Oh, they're a thing. A lot of the information as far as like the making of FF7 and 8 and stuff like that, those are the sources for
really?
For that
cool.
information. Yeah.
Well, I guess that does make sense. We had to get it from somewhere. I guess they might as well publish it themselves.
Yeah. Okay, so we got another trailer for 15.
101 trailer.
101 trailer, extended cut.
Oh boy.
8 minutes.
This is a living, breathing world of fantasy based on reality.
That guy sounds like he has a cold.
Groundbreaking and cutting-edge technology. This is the ultimate action RPG, created for fresh faces to the series as well as longtime fans. This is the grand quest to reclaim your throne. This is Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 is set in the war-torn world of Eos. You are Noctis, the crown prince of the kingdom of Lucis, and your quest is to seize back your homeland from the clutches of the menacing Imperial army, Niflheim.
There was an attack.
Niflheim
was found dead.
Noctis and his 3 loyal companions must
Spoilers!
epic journey
He's dead.
Brotherhood, exploration, and action as they unravel Noctis' destiny and take up arms against the invading Niflheim Empire. Noctis is heir to the throne and the only son of King Regis. His dislike of the restrictions of the royal family and his casual attitude belies his strong desire to protect those around him.
This is really
In
detailed.
combat, Noctis wields spectral weapons which he forges from thin air, a power possessed by those of his royal line.
Now is not the time to question your calling.
Noctis' friend Prompto is
The
the life and
Livewire.
soul of the team. Fast friends with Noctis since they met as teenagers, Prompto is a young man of common birth who finds himself out of his depth when tragedy befalls Lucis.
We go back to Insomnia.
Might not be safe for us there.
Might not be safe for us here.
Although he's the weakest and youngest member of the team, his masterful gunplay makes
sucks in
Prompto a valuable
combat.
ally during skirmishes. Prompto's favorite hobby is photography, and the photos he takes on your journey
Jesus.
can be shared on social
Fucking-
networks.
This one's pretty good. I dig it too.
Gladio is Noctis' eldest companion, and his family has long served as the shield protecting the kings of Lucis. However, the bond Gladio shares with Noctis transcends that of a bodyguard and his liege.
I gotcha!
Gladio's strength means he can charge at the enemy's ranks and wreak havoc over a wide area. As a survivalist, Gladio will retrieve ever more useful items at the end of battles as his ability develops.
When you can't focus, I focus for you. It's my job.
In order to
Ignis
focus,
is the most
hold
thoughtful
down
of Noctis'
X.
companions and was raised alongside the prince to be advisor to the heir apparent.
I'll analyze what intelligence we have available to find us a way in.
When it comes to fighting,
Ball Fear
he
2.
wields dual daggers
Yes.
with deadly efficiency. Ignis can also mark multiple enemies on the field, setting up Noctis to warp strike
Oh, that
each
is
of them in
sweet.
succession.
Yeah, there's some good
As the
combos we're
team
seeing
cook,
here.
He crafts dishes that would impress any restaurant with their look, smell, and taste while also offering stat bonuses to the party.
I've come up with a new recipe.
It's pizza.
There is a strong supporting cast in Final Fantasy XV, weaving a complex and
Yeah,
compelling
Ignis,
story.
we've had pizza
The principal
before, okay?
characters include Luna, Princess of Tenebrae, and lifelong friend of Noctis. She is also the youngest oracle in history with an inborn ability to speak to the gods.
Goddess of the seas, I beseech
Oh, that's what someone was talking about. I was like, what the
Lucis and
fuck?
his adversaries, Idolus
Yeah.
and Arden, Emperor
not
and
know that.
Chancellor of Niflheim respectively, provide the backbone to the overall story, filled with treachery, violence, and mystery. Final
Combat.
Fantasy XV's combat system offers an intoxicating blend of magic spells,
Oh yeah, I'm getting
summons,
drunk
and
just watching
real-time
it.
battle action. User-friendly and with hidden depths, the system lets you strike not only with a vast array of hardware and magic, but to also exploit the skills and weaponry of your comrades. But don't forget to have a solid defense, where parrying, countering, and dodging your foe's attacks will also be key to
Man, this
victory.
is so different.
Using Noctis' unique warp ability, you can quickly get into the action with a long-range attack
Kingdom Hearts
or
4.
deftly dodge
Yeah.
incoming attacks. You can also warp out to safety to assess the battlefield or to regain precious health. For those who would prefer to slow things down while in the heat of battle, there's wait mode. While in wait mode, the player can freely target enemies,
Yes.
aim magic spells,
Yeah, we
select
finally
teammate
see wait
abilities,
mode.
and more.
I mean, we as in Joe and I don't know about everybody
Throughout your
else.
travels, you will also find and be able to purchase powerful weapons and accessories for Noctis and the gang. You can map different weapons and magic to the D-pad, meaning they can be easily switched during combat to suit your personal fighting style.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Last but certainly not least, your choice of outfit can also support you in combat. Noctis and his comrades can be fully customized.
Yeah,
with a range
more
of
armor and
outfits,
damage.
which come with their own unique stat boosts.
Stat boost of a t-shirt?
Hell yeah.
An
Bullshit.
important weapon in your
T-shirt of
arsenal,
glib tongues.
and is collected from elemental spots.
You get
throughout the map.
discounts from
It can be crafted and
merchants.
loaded into the inventory at a set amount of your choice. The more you invest into a specific magic type, the stronger and more effective it will become when used in battle.
All right, nice. You get to level up your magic.
Magic can also be combined with other items to give it special attributes.
You're on fire today!
As you journey through Final Fantasy XV, the party will earn ability points by leveling up and completing quests.
Well done, men.
These are used in the Ascension system to activate
Oh, boy.
nexuses. and
Oh,
grant the
God.
characters new and exciting skills to
Oh,
aid you on
come
your
on.
journey.
Yeah.
Noctis in the party to match your
Nexus
playing
system
style.
equals sphere grid.
Of course, no Final Fantasy game would be complete without the power of summoned beings. In Final Fantasy 15, you can summon ferocious and awe-inspiring beings called Astrals.
Summons are fucking
Seeking them out
awesome.
and calling upon their powers will provide earth-shattering strength for your battles.
Literally.
The world of Eos is so epic that you'll need to do more than explore only on foot. To enable your road trip of a lifetime, you have the most extravagant of cars.
Would you care to take her for a little test drive, Noct?
The Regalia is your main mode of transport and will allow you fast passage between major locations. But to get close to the action and explore in depth, you'll have to do so on foot or via Chocobo.
Chocobo!
Wait, from a certain point in the journey, it'll be possible for the Regalia to fly.
Whoa! This is awesome!
Predicted by us, by the way.
Final Fantasy
Long
15
ago.
includes a plethora of side quests, which are available to you throughout your journey. Some will relate to the main story, giving information on other happenings in the world and insight into the many characters you'll meet along the way. Tipsters in the world give you the opportunity
man
to carry out
Sid.
monster hunts to gain valuable experience and a cash reward. Your hunter rank increases as you complete these quests, which in turn allows you to undertake more challenging hunts with even greater rewards. Happy hunting! Havens are locations dotted throughout Eos where the gang can safely recuperate from the day's events. Make a camp at these locations
With your Coleman
and utilize
equipment, of
Ignis's
course.
cooking skills to create delicious and stat-boosting meals.
See your local Sportsman's Warehouse
Various
or
locations in the
Cabela's.
world,
Yeah.
you will find the game Justice Monsters 5, usually popular with Noctis and the residents of Lucis. This pinball game is fully playable in Final Fantasy 15 and is also available to download now on mobile devices. Along with Justice
It's weird,
Monsters
though.
5, there are many other mini-games to discover and enjoy, such as fishing. Why not try your hand at catching the evening dinner?
You did good.
Nothing more exciting than fishing. That's what I always
While
say.
Hell
exploring
yeah.
the vast realm of Eos, you will experience a world of wonder filled with beauty, tragedy, and excitement.
We should play again sometime.
Final Fantasy
Yes, we
15
should.
retains the
play with you
legendary
any day.
hallmarks of the Final Fantasy series, which has captivated players for nearly 30
Oh, the
years.
bomb looks pretty cool.
While bringing you revolutionary gameplay, which has been developed with pioneering technology. Joined by your closest friends, take the wheel and embark on an epic adventure
The
to
Nude
fulfill
Clan.
your destiny. Fresh faces and longtime fans alike, take back your throne and experience a brand new kind of fantasy.
Brand new kind?
Wow, that was interesting.
Okay, that was a very good kind of roundabout look at the entirety of like everything available that we know of in 15. I guess probably not everything. I'm sure other people know some more stuff, but
Oh yeah, other people are playing the fucking thing, so I
Yeah.
assume so.
so anyway, what's that last one there? Oh yeah, there will be. That's their day one update for 15, which
Yeah.
they said they were. Wasn't the reason that we put off 15 had something to do with the day one update?
From what I remember, yeah.
We're still getting a huge one.
I feel like that was
It's supposed to be like 8 gigs or some shit, and it's got a lot of changes. In
Yeah. So they actually shared some patch notes showing everything that will be included with the Crown update is what they're calling it. So for the battle, they're going to do shift, warp, and drop kick. Apparently that's going to be something that you can do while having daggers equipped. Backwards shift warp magic, which is a short ranged elemental magic. Activate. Not sure what that means.
speed increases.
Weight gauge recovery, surprise attacks, final blow. They're just kind of tweaking stuff from what it looks like.
So there's some effects, I guess they added. Huh.
Music player. You can listen to your favorite songs while walking. Oh, cool.
New like menu differences, I guess.
Yeah, they're tweaking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Oh boy, depending on when I get this thing, I might not be able to even play it the day I receive. But so, I mean, I guess even though that was kind of the reason why they didn't do it, there's still going to be some day one stuff.
I guess that's to be expected.
yeah, fair enough.
I guess.
But yeah, not much we can do about it.
Not much. Well, Schweiss, do we I mean, it's basically a huge news day. Do we have any iTunes reviews?
I believe we do. iTunes. Room noise. I don't know. Reviews. They don't know. Okay, so this week we have one iTunes review. You guys barely escaped your fate.
iTunes review.
It's titled Best FF Podcast by Squadron.
Thank you.
Been listening every day at work since I discovered this podcast. I really liked hearing the History of Square Enix episodes.
History of Square Enix.
I know it's not FF, but I'd really like to hear you guys review Xenogears, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Birth by Sleep, Chrono, and Parasite Eve. But mainly Xenogears.
Those games, I think, will be reviewed at some point, except for Parasite Eve.
Yeah. So thank you so much for the review. And
Thank you very much. Okay, about this, what were the games again? It was Xenogears, which will be played near
Kingdom
the
Hearts
end of the
2
run.
and Birth by Sleep, which will both be played near the end
Both
of the
of
run.
those will be played.
Chrono will also be played.
That'll be one of the last games.
Unless,
played.
of course, we keep getting asked, and then we'll just be like, you know what, fuck it, it's not Final Fantasy, we're out. And Parasite Eve actually was selected for the next game for Joe and I to review on Nude Clan, our other gaming podcast. So
yeah, 6
you
weeks.
guys will have to go there for your Parasite Eve needs. But it is Joe and I, so it'll be just like an episode
crazy. That's crazy.
of Ultima, yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
So keep that in
There
mind.
you go.
It'll be like a really raunchy episode of Ultima is what it's probably going to be,
Yeah.
considering it's Nude Clan.
Nude Clan is, well, the name is Nude Clan, so
We have to live up to
there has to be some sort of raunchiness.
our house name.
That's right. So thank you very much for the review. Do we have like an email or something we gotta...
An email or something.
Wasn't there like a...
Oh, from our Final Fantasy 11 thing? Is that what you're
Oh, I'm
talking
talking
about?
about the other one.
Oh, well, this is from a long time ago. So I know a couple weeks ago we talked about bringing the info and the stuff you guys have sent us from the contact forms from long ago. And I decided I'm going to start reading through everything that you guys have sent us, other than the stuff that's related to other shows, of course. This one was actually from our friend Batman. Man. This is in 2014, September 10th.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about this.
No, we didn't, I don't think. No.
You sure?
Oh, I'm positive.
Oh my God, dude.
He said, guys, I love the show. Tried
you.
leaving you a review on iTunes, but it's horrible. And after 20 minutes of writing, I hit the submit button and it told me the username was taken and backed me out of the screen and deleted all of my content. I left you 5 stars, though. Anyway, I had a suggestion for the show. Now, keep this in
he
mind.
eventually did get us a review, didn't he?
Am
I crazy?
Dude, I don't remember. I've read so many fucking reviews. I
And
can't.
they're all great.
They're
except
all-
for those 2-star ones. They're
Yeah.
Fuck faces.
And he said, anyway, I had a suggestion for the show. I think you guys should have a listener contribution segment. I keep wanting to hear more about side quests, bonus dungeons, ultimate weapons, etc. Listen to your FF8 Ultimate Weapon minisode and would like to hear more of that kind of stuff. With that being said, I think there are a lot of people out there who could help with these subjects. All you guys would have to do is let the listeners know what games you are playing, and they could submit tips, tricks, and other content.
Yeah, how the fuck do I beat the final guy in fucking Revenant Wigs?
Yeah, here's your first assignment, guys. Help Joe beat the game. Here's something to help you get started if you go that route. Kind of a correction, really. You can use this for your FF8 episode if you want. Wow, that's forever ago.
Oh, man.
He says the Lionheart minisode was great, but I know a way to get Lionheart on the first disc faster. Now, he mentioned correction. I mean, I'm tempted to
No, that's not a
let this
correction.
fly. All right. The adamantine is easily obtained by using the card mod on the Minotaur card. The dragon fangs are obtained after a couple fights with the Grendel by the forest outside of Galbadia Garden. Just make sure you are not over an average level of 20. Longest part is getting the El Noil cards, but instead of playing Sid, play the Trep Troopy in the cafeteria, the guy in the back. He uses the card much more often. I got all 20 in about 45 minutes, which is nothing as far as grinding is concerned. This could be longer, but I've done it a couple of times and it went fast. Just card mod, the El Noils, and then Ammo Refine. Ooh. Anyway, if we go this route, let the listeners know what you're looking for, and I'm sure you'll get responses. I know I will. Anyway, love the show. Keep making them. Awesome. Thank you for the feedback 2 years ago. Yeah. We've made over 100 since then.
We've made a lot.
That's ridiculous. We weren't even 4 months in at that point when this guy sent this thing to us. I'm sorry, Batman.
Really weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre because some of that stuff we do sort of do, but we haven't done a super tips and tricks section ever, which I kind of wish we would. I mean, I have my YouTube videos for FF12, but that's very inclusive.
That's the tactics you might need section.
Yeah.
Which we dropped from the show.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And it was mostly because it was like, well, you're not going to come here for a guide. If you have something that's super unique about a game that most people don't know, that's just very odd. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose that could be a source for us to
to talk about.
Yeah, but like you said, no one's going to come to a podcast for a guide on a game. You're going to go to Game
Which
Facts.
is a mistake, or I would say something that we mistakenly did at the beginning, and that's why we corrected course and we're like, no more tactics you might need.
It's just I mean, we'll talk about tactics when it comes to certain bosses, maybe.
Yeah, probably on reviews. If we had trouble with something, definitely.
Yeah, like we've talked about your Revenant Wings thing, and
fuck that shit.
You want tactics for that, but I mean, honestly, like you said, it's not the best place to look for tactics. As much fun as it would be to be that resource, the resource is already out there, and there's no real tapping into that. It's already pretty refined elsewhere.
But thank you for sending that to us on September 10th of 2014.
Yes, this is a blast from the past. It's wonderful.
All right, and we got some Joyce, we got some questions that we got to answer. I couldn't hear myself, so I'm sure that was pretty off tune. Probably very off pitch. I can't.
So the first question today comes to us from Shinryu, and he says,
Shinryu,
do you write down stuff from Final Fantasy in a notebook too?
No, God. And this, okay, so I think we were shown this video where a bunch of people talked about their history with the series, and it looked like a really cool video.
Yeah.
He takes a little section out of the extended cut here that is bizarre to me.
Yeah. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, just go ahead and play it.
Okay.
The hearts at the top here.
8 was the one that truly opened up, for me, my love for RPG. 10 was when I married the franchise.
My love for RPG.
When I played Final Fantasy, I had to keep a journal. Like, I had to keep track of everything I did, every step I took. I have like 20 of these at home.
Oh my
People who play the franchise will understand there's so many things you do in that game, and you step away from it for 3 days and you'll forget what you last did because you've done so much between then and...
What do you do in a 3-day period?
Next time I play, I have to make sure I do this first, and
smoked
and I'll keep track
of
it,
weed.
every little bit of it.
Common misconception that a lot of people have about the Final Fantasy series is that, frankly, we're up to...
All right. So, go ahead and... Go ahead and read Shinra's comment.
Was watching the full FF15 Legacies video where they talk to fans about their love for the series, and a woman talks about her experience with the games and how she would write in notebooks and journals to write down what she was doing in the game. Now, I always thought I was the only crazy person that did this, but LOL, it got me wondering if any of you might have done the same thing too. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't.
I'm going to have to say I don't either, but He says he remembers people thinking he was doing work or something by how seriously I took my pencils and notebooks and stuff when I played Final Fantasy games. I would write down items and side quests I needed to do, what characters told me in certain areas, and just general notes for myself. They are often fun to go back and read a few years later and look back at my experience in the game. Now, I do have a little notebook that I have some stuff in, but it's mostly like the code to the Shinra safe and like stuff that is...
Yeah, or I've printed off lists of like all the creatures in FF10.
Yeah.
And then put little check marks next to them when you kill 10 of them.
Yeah, or when you capture 10,
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that, but I
am
never the notes thing. Like
that she said she had notebooks full of them.
Yeah.
I understand. I know that there was a time. Okay, first of all, I am floored, and like people did that. Like I am very surprised. So that is I did not expect that would ever be a thing ever, and so I'm having trouble just kind of keeping up with the idea that someone put that much effort into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I do know that there was a time when RPGs, especially like the the typing RPGs where you had to basically. It was basically Dungeons and Dragons, just like on the PC,
right?
And so games like the original Ultima games and stuff like that, where it was very detail oriented. The world didn't tell you anything about it, and I can even understand keeping notes for Final Fantasy 1 had the internet not been a thing.
Yeah,
right. I can totally understand that. Like, I would draw a whole map of the world and be like, I went here, and I went here, and all that shit. I get that, but as of this day and age, I cannot understand doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre now. I mean, like you said, without the internet, that's kind of a big thing. And I mean, I think my roommate Dwayne said his mom or his dad, when he was playing Legend of Zelda for the first time, like way back in the day, they like drew the map of the world.
I'm sure they did. And that makes sense.
Yeah, it's because they had to fucking remember where to go and like figure out all the paths and keep track of things.
And that sounds like it would be part of the game experience.
Yeah.
But now it's a super annoyance, and you would just print off the map like I did with Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, it's weird how different it is, but I've never really done this. I've never like, today what is it? November 27th, 2016. I killed my first flan today. The thing sort of bubbled in its last moments, staring at me from its gloppy eyes before it disintegrated completely.
That is a depth of fandom I don't understand. But then again, we do have an FF podcast, which is almost like a journal of our game playing.
True, but it's a verbal journal.
That is
so it's
true.
Different.
It doesn't feel nearly as academic.
Yeah, and it's and I don't go back and listen, so I don't go back and like read my notes via my words, so it's different in that way too.
That's a very odd thing.
Yeah,
I mean, to each his own.
Yeah, Shinra,
and that's definitely like super dedication.
Yeah,
I would never do it personally. I don't know how many of our listeners would, with the exception of Shinru. I mean, I maybe back in the day, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
When the internet was not as widely available, even up to the late 90s games. But at this point, it would seem like an odd thing to do. Do you still do it, Shinru, or was it a thing that you did? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what purpose it serves now.
Yeah, is it something that you actually go back and look at? I mean, I remember Jake. I think Jake had like a sheet that had color combos that he liked for the Final Fantasy VII menu, like how you could edit the color of the menu. He had like a few of those written down. He created like special colors. Yeah, that's the color. So I guess Jake does this sort of, at least in that in that way, in that small way.
I would never. I am Joe Core. Or Degolier Core, however we're gonna say it. So I don't understand. I just don't.
I usually just either leave it blue.
I'm a cash.
Either leave it blue in 7 or I make it black with white.
I leave it blue.
Yeah.
I leave it blue.
They were gray for a while.
Yeah. They were
after. And then they were nothing. They were just letters.
So a few of us asked our opinions on the Clueless Gamer segment from Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking hilarious, first off.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was great. He posted it. He said he posted it in the Nude Clan.
He's not, Shinra's not the only one who posted it. Someone else posted it as well. Anyway, I thought it was great. Schweiss, what did you think about the Conan O'Brien thing? If you don't know what this is, Conan O'Brien on his late night show, sometimes when a big popular game is coming out, he plays it and, talks over it. And he's very funny and he's making fun of the game. And
right.
It's great.
Yeah.
And he particularly digs into FF15, calling it the four other members of NSYNC.
Yeah, trying to get
Justin back into the group.
Yeah.
Which had me dying and rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite Clueless Gamer segment from Conan. I'm not sure if it's just because it's 15, but he was on a roll and I dug it. And I dig Conan too, so
yeah.
I'm still mad that he's not the host of The Tonight Show.
Yeah, that's pretty crappy. But so I enjoyed it as well. I thought it was pretty funny. And I mean, a lot of people, some people were like, oh, he doesn't like it. And they're like worried about the game. And I'm like, this guy's a comedian. He's joking. Even if he doesn't,
also not a video game player.
Even if he doesn't like it, well, who cares? Like, I don't care. I don't give a shit if Conan likes this game or not. But it is a great segment. I recommend it. Go check it out on YouTube. We do have some other listeners chime in on this. Pengu says, I love Conan, and even though I love Final Fantasy, I feel when the game's released, I'll be screaming similar things. All right. Felicia Nomiko says, I did. It was funny. It was too funny. And the stuff they hated is stuff I like. Win. Corey says, I was worried about the game when I first saw the video, then thought how bad Conan would also have hated Final Fantasy 10 and 12. Final Fantasy games are not made for anyone. And also, I don't think
for everyone.
Everyone, sorry.
It's made for some people.
They're not made. No, it's not Armored Core. Armored Core is made for no one. This series, though, definitely. And it's not even that it's not made for everyone. It's satire. So that's what you do when you go on a rant. I mean, we're gonna tear games apart on Nude Clan all day, and we might even like them to some extent. Same thing with Final Fantasy. We do that shit all the time. So keep that in mind. There's
a FF15 glitch video, which is pretty funny. I wonder if they'll fix this in the post thing. But basically, Noctis is walking around this gas station, and we see like two sets of Siamese twins, which are just like glitched characters, non-playable characters in the game. And I don't know, man. It looks like they're like hugging really closely, or sometimes they're Siamese twins.
The still that I have up here, it looks like that dude's like resting his neck on the other dude's neck, and like a sort of nuzzle sort of thing going on,
like a Brokeback Mountain poster.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. But it's got mustard and ketchup, so it's weird.
Anyway, but it's funny.
It is funny, and hopefully they fix that shit. You can check it out.
Well, I remember in FF10 on the PS2 version, in one of the final scenes, I think after you kill the final boss and you see Titus's father, Jet, for a second, the camera like swings around, and then Titus's face. This happened consistently when I did this, because I played and watched the ending to 10 a few times on my old save. Titus's face would just disappear for like 15 frames, and it would like go in and out, like flicker, and then it would go back. And then when we play the HD version, it was fixed, obviously.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I don't know if it was only my version of the PS2 that had that fucking crazy glitch, but it happened every time. There was not a time when the graphical glitch didn't happen, and it was in like a pivotal scene of Final Fantasy X.
It's just faceless.
And it was just like faceless Titus for a couple seconds, and then it was back to normal. It was bizarre. I don't know how to explain it, man. I wish I could show you, but yeah, it was crazy.
Wow, yeah, I remember the derp face thing that I learned about from I think it was that retro RPG podcast. They were going off about that when the scene with him and Seymour.
Oh yeah. That was part of the CG cutscene.
Yeah. That fucking thing is great, and I'm glad they kept it.
All right, and my last thing. Actually, these are more like questions from us to you. So
sort of. This one's more like this one's a real question.
I know, but I'm gonna just take it.
Okay.
Take it and go with it. So let's do questions from us to you. Let's do it.
So, and by questions from us to you, we mean questions from Shinru to everyone, from us to you.
Well, Shinru is basically our third host today.
Yeah,
all of our recent questions were him, and then this was him, and then
the news.
He also gave us news.
Oh my god!
So
it's a takeover.
Thank you, Shinru, for all of your input into our show. And we really appreciate it, and we invite others to come in and ask us questions as well.
Yeah, it gives us.
I know it seems like we've answered every single question in the book.
You know what? We can't even remember when we've read certain iTunes reviews sometimes. So if you ask us a question that's been asked, we'll probably just answer it anyway. Unless it's one that we're tired of answering. Because sometimes it changes. I mean, this is a fluid conversation where we're playing games.
Things change.
Things sit in the back of our minds differently over time.
People contradict themselves over time, all the time.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
But I swear to God, I thought of this question.
I think you did for a contest. I think this is what you, one of the things you wanted to do.
I think this was the fucking question.
And I was like,
I don't know if we said it on the show.
It's kind of dumb to put a contest on that because when do you count the
I swear
thing over?
That's when, that's also why we didn't do it. But this is an interesting question. I don't know when it'll be finally answered. But Shinru said, "Place your bets, everyone. How many millions of copies will FF15 sell?" Schweiss, how many millions of copies do you think FF15 will sell? And as a bonus question, will it surpass the sales of FF7 and be the first FF to dethrone the king in terms of sales?
No.
Which FF7 sold 11 million copies.
Well, yeah, now, as of 2015, apparently. For 15, I'll give it 8 million, probably. I think that's a safe number. I don't think it's going to be FF7 mode. That's kind of ridiculous.
8 million's like FF10. Yeah. I was going to say 8 million as well. Not copying you, I swear to God. But yeah, I don't think it'll beat FF7.
Yeah, 15, he says, has a lot of marketing, so maybe Square Enix is trying to beat their own sales of FF7.
Of course they are.
They're always trying to beat their sales, yeah. They have said in the past that they wouldn't remake FF7 until a game beats it in its sales. I don't think that's what they said.
That is what they said.
I think it was. I felt like it was more along the lines of it surpasses it in every way.
I think it was mostly in terms of sales. They were looking for a bigger FF game than FF7.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a better game that they were looking for.
No, it was bigger.
Well, that's stupid then.
I think they had a better game with FF10.
Yeah,
and I think a few people think that. I'm sure some people think that FF12 and FF11 and FF14 are bigger games. Or better games.
11's definitely a bigger game. They made a lot more money.
Yeah. 11, of course, made the most money, but it didn't sell the most copies initially on launch.
No, but
11, I think, only sold like 3 million copies.
What are copies in the face of monthly subs? Nothing.
I don't know. It's like a point where you go, okay, when we get a Final Fantasy that's bigger, then we'll revisit this old one.
Yeah, but then they just did it. They did it anyway, and
they're doing it anyway. That's true.
So Shinru also thinks it will sell close to 8 million copies, but who knows? It might sell a lot more or even less. It all depends.
It does all depend. Yeah.
So Stash _FLA says, anytime I've seen anything about the game or talked to anyone about it, I see a lot of excitement. And from what I've seen, Square is pushing this hard. I'm guessing at least 10 million. Joe answers with 8. Gabrant says 9.5 million.
So I'm wondering what our other listeners think about this. I think this is an excellent question. We were going to have it as a contest and, of course, said no to it. I swear to God, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was.
But Shinra asked the same question anyway, so it's fine. But I am curious. I don't know when we'll get that final figure. Probably whenever they do their shareholders meeting next year or whatever.
Yeah.
But that would be interesting to see. To see who gets closest to it.
Yeah.
The 12 people who said it was 8 million copies. I wonder if we're all going to be right, or if
it's
going to be more, or if it's going to be like FF13 where it had like 6 million copies.
Yeah, it's still a big game.
Yeah,
certainly. But
wish I could sell 6 million copies of something.
Yeah, no shit. All right, so not last week, about 2 weeks ago-ish, we asked, what FF games have you spent the most time playing? Let's see. Joe said, obviously for me and Schweiss, it's been FF11, but before then, I estimate that I spent about 200 hours with a few playthroughs of FF8.
Yeah, so in all your FF experience, like what game have you spent the most time in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matunica says FF9 for me. 7 is my favorite, but for some reason I keep going back to 9. Probably because I know it's a really good game, but can't ever remember most of the story. I think I'm on about 5 full playthroughs and about 4 to 5 playthroughs to at least disc 3. 7 is not far off that number either.
Nice.
It's a lot.
Stala says FF7 most likely. I think I've played it to completion about over 15 times since it was released 20 years ago. To be fair, 2/3 of the time I was using my game chart to exploit the gameplay and trying to find all the hidden stuff in the code, like the dummied out materia items, and to find out if those rumors were true, such as the underwater / platinum chocobo or Aerith's revival. I did find out, though, if you beat all of the weapons before you raid Midgar at the end of the second disc, Aerith's ghost will remain in the church on disc 3. Normally, it isn't. Wow.
That is interesting.
That is freaky.
I'm gonna have to go do that. So Nox Knight says, I've played FF4 countless times, but it's a pretty short game. I played it recently and beat it in about 11 hours, which didn't help the total much. As a side note, I thought 11 hours was pretty fast, but the world record is less than 2 hours.
Those world record things, though, they use the frame skipping stuff to beat the games.
Yeah, those are stupid.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain I've sunk 150 plus hours into FF10, but only played it a couple of times. It'd likely be one of those two. 150.
How many did you put in?
I think I put in 130. 30
and you got
something.
a platinum.
Yeah. Well,
look at that.
It was more like 150, counting the time I had to go back to grab that last primer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Felicia Nomiko says, FF11 wins for me, but second place goes to FF7 because I just had to beat the weapons. Understandable. I corrected Joe and said I've spent an estimated 368 hours in Final Fantasy XII, which is a little bit more than Final Fantasy XI.
That's insane. I guess that's both of your mega playthroughs, huh?
Yeah, I had one that was a 195-hour save file that I have, and my 130-hour-ish run through I did for the podcast where I've got the Order of Ambrosia.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, and then I also, the first time I played it, I think I spent 60 hours going through everything. So right there, that's 368. Yeah, that's fucked up. And I think I beat it another time too, but I don't remember how long it took me. Yeah, it's like 400 hours.
Jesus, dude.
For 12.
Joink, joink. I bet you love that menu sound, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's my favorite. So Loki Lionheart, wow, says, I'm with Joe and FF8. Played it through probably once a year since it came out in 1999. Oh my god. So 40 hours times 17 years is 680 hours, give or take 100. I don't know if I should even admit that. I'm going to go home and rethink my life. Please do. Corey says, I'm pretty sure for me it's Final Fantasy X. I played through the story twice and got the Platinum Trophy. Played a lot of 12, but did not beat the story all the way.
Felicia Monomiko says, oh crap, I forgot to include the spin-offs. Then it's Tactics. I've been playing it for years.
Oh, wow. Narrative Means says 7 for me. I expect I've played it to completion at least 6 times, and many more only partway through. For example, playing as far as the date sequence multiple times to see all 4 possible options. Sometimes I start a playthrough, but get bored and move on to something else somewhere in Disc 2. Beaten the weapons, probably done most, if not all there is to do in the game. Wow. 8 is in second place. Have played it to completion at least 3 times and probably clocked over 100 hours on at least one of my save files. That Omega weapon is a beast, you know. Interestingly, I never knew about the ways you can exploit the battle system before listening to the UFF review for 8. So I always ended up with a level 100 Squall and a vain attempt to grind my other characters up to a decent level. I suppose these games came out when my life was less busy and I had more time to dedicate to gaming. And I've replayed them more recently for the nostalgia value. So, I've not spent as much time with other FF games, but if 15 lives up to my hopes, I can see myself putting in the hours to experience all it has to offer.
Wow. Okay. Goobrant says, although I've beaten FF4, 6, and Tactics over 50 times each in my lifetime.
Oh my God.
Completed the 13 trilogy many times, combined over 600 hours. Nothing will compare to my time played in FF14. Oh! I'm currently at 121 days.
Oh my God.
Do the calculations there for how many hours that is. 121 days, 8 hours, 32 minutes.
Oh, 121.
121 times 24.
Oh, 2,900. 2,912. But he says about 48 hours of that is AFK, he would assume.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, only 2,850-ish hours.
Yeah, that's weak. God, dude, I think, didn't he start when we started?
No, I don't think so. We played with him, and he had been playing it. Oh, shit.
Dude, I think he started around when we started.
Says, I'm nearly caught up with all current content, currently working on my A12 Savage. The raid scene is heavily addicting, he says. That is... I don't think that beats some Limit Break Radio time.
No.
With FF11, so good on ya. But wow, Goobrant, that is... I hope it's worth it.
Do you remember what your playtime was for 14?
Not that. Wow. Not nearly that.
Yeah, mine was like a 15th of that, but I think mine was 8 days or something like that, and I had a lot.
That sounds about right. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Jeez.
But wow, guys. Yeah, a lot of time spent in the Final Fantasy games.
Yeah. And speaking of that, we had a little Final Fantasy XI farewell submission that we forgot to include in last episode, which, segues greatly after this discussion of disturbing times. Mm-hmm. We got this one from Kilo Live at Home. He says, hey guys, just thought I would email through my final stats for Final Fantasy XI. Today I finished off the Seekers of Adullin expansion pack, which was the final story-oriented content I needed to complete. I am now finished with everything that I set out to do in this game and will be logging out for the final time. I set out to complete all of the main story content in the game and have completed it 100% solo.
Wow.
This has probably been one of the most challenging gaming experience I have had to this day.
I'm sure it was.
And playing through all the content has been very rewarding as a gaming achievement. I figured I would throw in a little send-off picture with my final character stats with my overall game time thrown in on the bottom here. Because of my experience here, I would be keen in the future to jump on Final Fantasy XIV. You should jump on 14 and get in there before we arrive again. And you can play through
what are his stats there?
Expansion. So it looks like his strength is 107 plus 131, dexterity 100 plus 100, vitality 99 plus 140, agility 100 plus 99, Intelligence 80 plus 88. Mind 84 plus 96. Charisma 95 plus 102. Level 99. 59 days, 5 hours, 35 minutes, and 2 seconds. And he has the main ladies summoned here to show his prowess.
Nice.
Yeah, good job, Key Alive. That's awesome. I mean, we're glad.
I'm always impressed with a complete playthrough of FF11.
Yeah, even more so
especially
as a solo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think his guy is as good as mine, but he's apparently good enough to survive everything, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, who knows?
That's awesome, man.
That's crazy. All right, well, thank you guys for your submissions. It's been the holidays, so the forums have been kind of dead, but
yeah, get on there though.
Come back. UltimateFinalFantasy.com is where you go. You can support the show on Amazon by clicking through the Amazon link and doing your Christmas shopping through there. We really appreciate it. Obviously, we have some airplane tickets that need to be reimbursed.
Yeah. We also have Patreon, where you can donate $1 a month and get all the episodes usually a day and a half early, unless we have to record really late. And there's also some other rewards associated with certain tiers, if you will. And we did get a new donor that I want to thank today. Scott Ryan has donated to us on Patreon, so thank you very much for your support. And you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna run through and thank everybody. So we got Anthony Catton, Tom Newland, Sam Johnson, Danzings, Eric Youngmeister. Can't wait for the episode with Danzings, by the way. Scott Ryan, Nathan Reeton, Stephen Cass, Hillfang, Jim Lee.
Thank you, Jim Lee.
Ace4671. Yes.
Thank you, Ace4671.
Scott Stenlake, Robert Molt, Anthony Walker, Jacob Jackson, Corey Scolati, and Vincent. Thank you all very much for your support.
Oh, man.
And since we reached our last goal, and Dave is in the studio, although sluggish with the touring he is doing. Very busy man with his short film and touring.
Short what?
Yeah, he likes to do little live videos, little DVDs that sell like shit, but he does them anyway. Short film, yeah.
Okay.
Very busy with that, but we will be moving back another goal to fill that $200 spot, I do believe.
Maybe.
And it is the goal that we've all been waiting for.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, yeah. So, do you want to play the little teaser? I mean, I gave it to the Patreon people a little while ago. Dave sent it to us. There's a little, just a little teaser of possibly what it sounds like.
All right, let's launch that. Let's give
something
it to
about.
these guys. Holy shit, that's loud.
Sounds like he recorded it on his phone, but
yeah, it sounds like shit, Dave. Come on.
Oh, come on. The riff sounds sweet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what the end product will be, for sure.
You don't like seeing work in progress?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of like the demo tracks they have on their albums. It's like, it's cool, but I skip them because they sound like shit.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair.
That's sort of how it is for me, at least. Like I said,
we'll talk about that later.
All right, fine.
All right, well, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you for your reviews. Thank you for your feedback. Now, if you want to see more, you can go to ultimatefinalfantasy.com, join the forums there, support us once again through Amazon or through Patreon or through PayPal if you so desire. That's all on the site there, and we very much appreciate it. You can go to facebook.com/ultimatefinalfantasy, youtube.com/ultimatefinalfantasy,
twitch.tv/ultimatefinalfantasy to watch us stream the non-DS games live.
You can tweet me at Joseph Villiers.
Me at UFF Podcast.
And you can call us at 385-204-3921, 385-204-3921. We also have a couple other shows you can check out. Nude Clan, which is just a gaming podcast. I say just a gaming podcast, but it's more like It's like a gaming / verbal abuse podcast.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Then
you guys think I'm brutal to Craig on this show? You have no idea.
Then you can go to Godzilla podcast as well, which is awesome.
And we've had a string of RPG reviews for Nude Clan. I know a lot of you guys, you mother uffers, are really into the RPG. We reviewed South Park Stick of Truth. We're going to be reviewing Parasite Eve here in like a couple months. So look forward to those and check those episodes out. It's a lot of fun.
Like a month and a half, actually.
Is it that recent?
Yeah.
Or that's soon?
So let's talk about the RPG games we have reviewed. We reviewed Fallout 4.
Yep, Fallout 4, Fable,
yeah.
Diablo 1, 2, and 3.
There you go. Those are RPGs. Look at that.
What else have we tagged? South Park Stick of Truth.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, there might be a couple more.
Yeah. We try to keep it kind of some variety.
Yeah. Doesn't always work out though.
No, I mean the way that show works is that we nominate games to be played, and then we have
listeners. Yeah, they vote in on what they want out of the 4 options, 2 from each host that's going to be doing the review. So it depends, I guess. Like it's kind of surprising what happens sometimes with some Armored Core games.
Yeah, that's
some random things
crazy.
Just go through.
Crazy. Yeah, we also have Godzilla podcast, and there is a Patreon for Godzilla. So if you want to support that show, you can as well. And also Super Sexy Swingin' Fanfiction.
Yes.
Well, I think that's going to be it. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully I'll be there. Not sure if I will.
I will.
Okay.
And please enjoy the grind.
This has been another production of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast. The show was produced by Joseph DeGollier and Caleb Schweiss, with music and editing by Joseph DeGollier, parodies and clips from their respective authors, of course. You can get all of our episodes as well as our Let's Plays at ultimafinalfantasy.com. You can also contact us on Twitter at UFF Podcast, as well as our contact page on our website. Be sure to subscribe and review our podcast. Your reviews may get read on the show, and look forward to the next episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast.